Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we're back in SpinTires Mud Runner, and we're going to be checking out a brand new mod, brand new very high quality mod, and that is this lifted Plymouth GTX with solid axles front and rear. I mean, it would have come with a solid axle in the back anyway, but in the front we've got another solid axle, so this thing is full four-wheel drive. You can see the steering, you can see everything going on underneath the car, and you can see the really nicely detailed bodywork. I really like what they've done with this car. I also like the fact that they give you clean paint jobs as well as rusty paint jobs. So we've got the rusty yellow one over there, and then we've got the clean black, and then we've got the clean blue car over there as well. Now, there really isn't much in terms of, available options. All you have are supplies. Like, if you wanted to use it on a map that would require supplies, you could do fuel capacity, or an extra fuel capacity of 100 liters, carries 600 repair points, and carries 4 garage points, so it can unlock a garage, which is very, very nice. But I'm going to go ahead and drive this thing. I'm going to let you guys see how it drives and hear how it sounds, because it actually does sound very, very good. Let me start it up. Like, it's got that classic muscle car sound and tone. It's got a really kind of that really lumpy, cammed sounding idle, and it just sounds very, very nice. Now, so far, it actually handles quite well, too. At least for what it is. I mean, it handles well on dirt. But, yo, this interior! Oh my god, this interior is insane. The wheel is insane. The quality in here is awesome. Okay, that interior just won. Like, that absolutely just won. That is one of the best interiors on any Mud Runner mod that I have ever seen. Like, no contest, done deal. This thing is absolutely amazing in terms of interior view. Now, as far as how it drives, it's definitely fast enough to do these racetracks. I mean, we've got it out here on Paramount Circuit, and it's just, I mean, it's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not as fast as, like, say, those pre-runners, but it's definitely still very, very quick for what it is. I mean, for Mud Runner, it's very, very quick, and this thing is very easy to drive. Like, when it does let go, it lets go it actually lets go very slowly, and it lets go in such a way that you can easily catch it. Now, I feel like a lot of that is down to the way the suspension is set up, but regardless, like, look, it just goes through the corners. It's got so much grip and just enough slip to let it rotate easily. But man, absolutely lovely car to drive, especially by, like I said, by Mud Runner standards, but even in some senses not by Mud Runner standards, because it is actually genuinely easy to drive and genuinely easy to catch. Because really, most of the vehicles that are marketed as, you know, race style vehicles in Mud Runner are quite tricky to drive. This, I mean, it's not marketed as a race style vehicle by any means, but it's still extremely easy to drive. And I haven't even been out of automatic mode. I mean, the automatic mode so far has been amazing. I just planted my foot and went. Let's see how it does just turning in here. And wow, that is amazing. Like, I just turn in and I leave. I was completely 100% throttle that whole time. The front end just gets grip, hooks up, digs in, and goes. Like, no big deal. No big deal at all. It's absolutely incredible. Like, it's baffling to me how good this car is. I haven't driven anything quite this easy to drive or this smooth to drive in Mud Runner in pretty much, like, dare I say, ever. This is probably the best handling car in Mud Runner I've ever driven. Now, I know that that's not the sole objective of Mud Runner, but we're going to go ahead and take this thing, later on we're going to take it onto the trails and see how it does in a slightly more off-roading focused environment. This is the tightest corner on the track, and it understeered a little bit, but not as much as I was expecting it to. I fully expected it to go into the wall. I genuinely fully expected it to go into the wall, but this is probably the best vehicle for Paramount Circuit I think I've ever driven. I don't think I've driven anything that does this well on Paramount Circuit, frankly, ever, and I would be more than happy to do lap after lap after lap here in this car. And it just looks so good doing it as well. Like, it looks absolutely great. Now, let's go ahead and take it back to the garage, and we're going to grab one of the other ones real quick. Let's grab the rusted yellow one. And since we have tents that are open at both ends, you may as well just back up and go straight out that way. So let's take on some of these trails. And let's also see what the equivalent is of high range. Wow, high range is 4th? Damn, 4th is slow in this thing then. So let's see how the automatic mode stacks up to trails, because out here on the trails, we're going to be letting on and off the throttle. We're going to be going uphill, downhill, over obstacles, and sometimes these automatic gearboxes don't respond all that well, but let's see. Oh, it stayed in 2nd. That's probably like 75% of the test out of the way right there. I mean, it changed down to 1st because it needed 1st, but it didn't make you wait. It didn't make you wait and say, oh, there's like, the gearbox has to think about which gear it needs to be in and then change down, you know, and take like 3 seconds to do it, which some vehicles, you guys full well know, you know, are very bad about that. This thing, not a single issue. It's staying in, well, it stayed in 4th actually until we got up to that creek when it went back down to 1st. But to be honest, that was kind of one of the instances where I expected it to do it. Like, up the hill, it stayed in 3rd, changed down to 2nd when it needed to, but that's all it needed to do, so that's all it did. And that's just, frankly, whoa! Aw. Yeah, about that. That is one of the things that can happen, and that honestly just can happen with any of these vehicles, but we're going to recall the clean blue one to this position and carry on, and it'll give me an opportunity to drive all 3, so that's kind of what I was looking for. Let me see. So low 3 is not that much slower than high. Low 3 and high are almost like well, I would say, I mean, they're definitely a noticeable difference, but they're very close. It's not like some kind of huge gap where low 3 is slow and then you put it in high and then it takes off. High range in this thing is actually very, very manageable and usable, which is good because you can use this thing for whatever. You can use it for, you know, a racetrack. You can use it for crawling. I mean, I don't know if you could use it for that racetrack that I showed you guys yesterday that Super Scott made, because I don't know if it's fast enough to take some of those jumps, but most racetracks, this thing has it fully, you know, fully covered, no problem. And the engine is high up enough off the ground that you're not going to run into trouble with most, I say most because not you know, you're not going to be able to do all water crossings without issue, but most water crossings, yeah, you're gonna be fine on most water crossings. Let's put it in high, see how it climbs this hill. Let's go. Oh, right there at the end. Come on. Come on. There it goes. Dude. And I let off pretty much all the way and then got back on the throttle, which is very, very surprising. It's very, very surprising to be able to do that going up a hill that steep in high range in anything. I mean, frankly, like, dynamically, this could be one of the best, if not the best cars that I've driven in the past, like, even month or so. It's really, really good. Let's leave it in automatic mode and see how it does in automatic on the rocks. That's another interesting test, and also another interesting test is to see which vehicles will rock glitch the easiest. Come on, there you go. There you go. Uh-oh. Let's go a little bit more to the right and then continue on. Not terrible. Give it a little bit more grip, Come on. Alright, let's try low 3. Because low 3 may be a little bit better for this kind of an area. Wow. Dude, you can really see all the suspension detail when you prop it up like that. And the steering system detail, like, damn. They really have packed a lot of detail into this car, and I fully appreciate the fact that there's a lot of time and effort here. There's a ton of time and effort here. Uh-oh. That is not the right way to go. I think I'm going to kind of angle left. Well, yeah, I'm trying to go around that little piece of rock that stuck out because I was really concerned that we were gonna bottom out on it. Either bottom out or flip over because of it. Yeah, that's the only thing about this car is that it is a little wide and the tires don't stick out that much past the fenders. So there are some times where you're like, I don't know what's going to hit first, the tire or the car, but something's going to hit. I just don't know what it is yet. God, well, you can shift it into high and bump it on a hill. That is fairly impressive. That is absolutely impressive. Can it start out in high from a stop? No. But how much speed does it need? Not much. Okay, like we bumped it in automatic and then immediately shifted it to high and it was good. So honestly, it needs very little assistance to move in high range. But this thing is an absolute joy. Like I haven't found. Ooh, I want to climb that hill. But yeah, I haven't found any other vehicles lately that are quite like this one and quite as multi-purpose, frankly, as this one is. And the weird thing is it's an incredible chassis with this Plymouth GTX body on top of it. So, I mean, you almost have to put aside whatever your opinions are about the GTX. I mean, I assume most people would love it, but you got to remember, the chassis that they have made underneath this thing with the axles and the frame and everything, it is amazing, and the grip is just phenomenal. Also, the transmission programming, the way they've tuned it, just goes right up, and it's like, it just does it so effortlessly. So freaking effortlessly. It's incredible, guys. This car is so good. It's on the Steam Workshop. You need to check it out, and I am definitely going to be using this car again. So let's go ahead and stop the engine real quick and finish up by talking about the fact that this is one of the few cars, quote-unquote, that isn't a truck or an SUV that we've seen in Mud Runner kind of at all, and they really absolutely hit it out of the park with this car. It's really good. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.